Rajput, and in this video we are going to learn about JavaScript DOM, that is our document object model. So this video is a part of a front-end development essential code in which I have already covered about complete HTML, complete CSS, CSS Flexbox, CSS Grid, and introduction to programming in JavaScript. So in this video we will understand what is DOM, how to add and delete HTML element from our web page, how to add event into our web page, and so many things. So first of all, let's understand what is DOM. So whenever a web page is loaded, it creates a DOM. What is DOM? Document object model. So let's understand one by one. So what is document? If you remember, the thing is what we write at the starting of our HTML file, document HTML. So that document is contain the content of our HTML file, and each HTML element is our object, HTML object, or we can say a node of our document, and whole object are aligned in a way like it's looking like, let's say we have a HTML, that's our root node, and in that HTML we have head tag and the body tag. So this head tag and the body tag are the children node of our HTML tag. Now inside this head tag we will have a title, and inside this body tag we have so many children. So we will going to understand how to access this in JavaScript and how to add event. So first of all, with the help of this object model, what we can do, we can add a dynamic HTML into our JavaScript. What do you mean by dynamic HTML? Means we can change our HTML element, we can add CSS style, we can change the content, we add HTML element, we delete HTML element, we can add events, and this is so. So in this video we will going to learn about how to access the HTML element in our JavaScript, how to change the content, how to change the CSS, and how to add the event. So after this video, we are also going to make 2-3 simple project, and after this video we will have 4 to 5 projects related to DOM and some advanced concepts. So let's get started. So in earlier video we have already covered our basic of JavaScript. In that we discussed about all the functions and arrays, object, arrays method, if and else, loop, for in, for off, for each, and while, do while, so much thing. And if you want to check out this cheat sheet, you can check out this cheat sheet, or you can watch that video. In that I have explained everything in detail. So let's understand our DOM today. So let me just make a file. Okay, file is already there. So what I am gonna do here is, we have my let me just first of all link my file. How to link, I have already tell you. So you have to write source, and in that source you have to write the path. So what is path? Right now it is same, so I am writing dom.js. So it is link, and for explaining most of the stuff I am going to open my this stuff. Okay, so now the first of all, what are the things that I am going to explain it. So whenever our web page is loaded, it creates a DOM. What is DOM? Let's understand this. So this is our document which contains this HTML. This is our root node. Inside this HTML you will see the console here, see console. Inside this HTML you have head, and here you have a body. Okay, so what we will do, with the help of JavaScript we will access this body, HTML, different tags, and on that tag we will do certain things depending upon some condition, like if some event is fire, or we have to change it dynamically. So we will do it. Okay, so let's understand it here. So what I will say, this HTML is a parent. HTML is the parent of my head and my body. Okay, this head is the parent of title. Okay, and this title has one more node, which is this is called our text node on right now. Okay, right now this is I will discuss this later. So first of all, let's go here in our HTML file. and create some content. Let me create some let me create one container. Okay, in that container I have my heading. Let's say heading 1, h1 dot heading 1, and inside that let me just put my heading, and now I need a para, and paragraph has like id para. So this para have id para, and I have my lorem 10. Okay, so let me just do that. So right now there is only one heading and one paragraph. Okay, so we are going to understand the thing that how to access this thing in our JavaScript. So what happens is when this page is load, you can see this is the DOM is created. Okay, this DOM is created. Now how to access that? So the first of all we are going to learn is method to access HTML this object or HTML element inside our JavaScript. So how to do that? The first way is we can do is by ID. Let's say if I want to access this paragraph and I want to change this paragraph content dynamically. So how I will do that? Let's see. First of all, I need that selector. Okay, so I am saying para. This is my variable. I have already explained you what is that. So document. So what is this document? This document is the content of this whole web page. So if I just console.log para, so you will realize what is this document. Okay, I'm sorry. If I check the console, so you will see this is the document, and inside this document this is the whole page. This is the content of whole page. I hope this makes sense. Now what I have to do is, what I am planning to do inside this document, search this paragraph. Okay, which paragraph? Inside this contain this paragraph. So how I will go? I will say document dot get element by id. I have my id, so get element by id, and I will write id. What is the id? id was para. I have to give the same id. If you see, whatever id I have provided here, I have to give the same id, and I have to just write the id name, not hashtag, nothing. Okay, so if I do that, so you will see that I have access of this paragraph. Now I can do multiple things depending on if I want to add some event, if I want to change its content, if I want to change its style, I can do everything because I have the access of that object. Okay, so once you have access, you can do anything. So let me just make things very clear to you. So I will let you know a little bit later how to change that thing. First of all, I am saying you how to access. Okay, so first of all, let's learn method. Then we will go for that also, for properties also. So the second way of access this is, let's say I want to access my heading. Okay, so I will say heading of document dot get element. So what I have provided to this heading, I have provided a class. So I can access my this with the help of class also, and with the help of using with the help of class also and id also. Okay, so I will write get element by class name. So what is my class name? My class name is, yes, my class name is heading. So if I write heading, so and if I just do a console.log heading, you will see that I have this heading. Just wait a minute. Do I have this heading 1? Sorry, it was heading 1, not heading. So if I say that, you will see that I have a collection. Here I have a simple this, but here I have a collection. Why it's so? So let's understand this. So because if you remember that thing in my HTML tutorial, what I have told you that inside one page there will be a unique ID. For every element there will be a unique ID. But class can have multiple instances. That means multiple element can have the same class. So if I do get element by class name, then there may be possible there may be multiple elements which have the same class. So it will take all the classes. Okay, so it will return collection of that classes, collection of that HTML element. So it return an array, and not exactly an array, it is a collection object. Okay, so it is an HTML collection object. which is similar like our array. So we can find that element using indexes. So if you see, so if I want this as heading 1, so how do I get it? If I do heading 0, 0 means the first heading. Okay, so I will get that. I hope it makes sense. What is HTML get element by class name? What is get element by ID? So if that make clear, so now let's understand the second. Let's say I want to type, I want to find all the paragraph. Okay, I want to find all the paragraph. So in that case, let me just create some more paragraph here. Some more paragraph with some properties. Okay, and just let me write this again. Yeah, that's enough for now. So what I will do, I will say const all para, all para, and I have my document dot get element by tag name, all paragraph. So what is the tag I will use? P tag. Okay, so I will use P tag. So in that I will write P. So I will get all the paragraph. So let me just write console.log my all para, and you will realize that I get all the paragraph. All the paragraph. There are 4 paragraphs. If you see 1, 2, 3, and let me just make it a little bit down. 1, 2, 3, 4, and you get all the paragraph. In which the first paragraph has the ID hashtag para. The first paragraph has the ID para. Okay, I hope you are getting understanding how to access their element. Just be patient. I will let you know like how to do multiple things, but for now just understand how to access that element. So these are the 3 ways. First of all by ID, second by class name, third by tag name. So we can use querySelector also. So what is selector? We already have learned about CSS selector. If you do not know about much about CSS selector, watch my CSS selector video in which you will understand all the CSS selector, universal, ID, class, and grouping selector. I have taught everything. So let's say if I want, let me just give you simple thing. So there may be one more class. Okay, dot card, and in that have my heading 1. Okay, again heading 1 of paragraph. Let me write heading 1. Okay, so heading 1 as mean h1 dot heading 1 or something like that. Okay, and in that I am writing heading card. Okay, so if you see right now this is heading card. So what I want to do, there are 2 heading. If you see, this is heading, this is also heading. Okay, both of them have the same class also. This is also class heading 1, this is also class heading 2. But I want to get access of this card. So how I will do? Okay, how I will do? So let's understand this. So the very first naive approach will be you can do you can say card heading, and that equals to document dot get element by tag name. Okay, and in that tag you can write h1, and if you just console.log card heading, and you will find collection of this heading 1 and heading 2. Okay, inside that you can say I need heading second element, so for that I will use 1, and you will get this heading card. But we don't know how many headings are earlier. Okay, before that card heading, how many headings we have see. So for that what we can do is, rather than doing this way, we can do querySelector. So we will write querySelector. Okay, in that querySelector, what we will write? We will write first of all the query. So I am going to say I want a heading of card div. So dot card dot heading 1. Okay. So what I am writing is dot card. So if you see, there is a class dot card. In that there is a heading 1. Class dot heading 1. So if you see here is, so in that case I have to write only card heading. I do not have to write that number indexing. Okay, because we do not know at which index it will be. So in that case we will directly write this. Okay, and you will get access of card heading simply. I hope this makes sense. So this is the querySelector. Now if I want all the query, all the element which follow my some characters, okay, there can be multiple cards and I want to change the heading of all the cards. So in that case I will use, let's understand it here. So let me take multiple cards here. Let me take it multiple cards. Okay. So now let how to do that. Basically what I will do, I will say const or I can here similarly just copy this and I will say card. Okay, there are different cards and I have to use all. Okay, and if I change my console.log card heading, so you will realize what is my card heading? A single card. Okay, and what is my card cards heading? It's have a collection. So basically what happens is in query selector it will return the first element which matches that query. But when I do query selector all, it returns all the HTML element which matches our this query. Okay, so this is the query which have we written. So I hope this makes sense. So these are way, there are multiple more way we can use like document.body, document.image, document.anchor. So by which we also do that. Okay. So this is for now. This is the thing that we can do. If you are not able to understand this thing, so I would recommend you to just watch my CSS video. Or there are one more way to do that. So what I can do is const card is equals to document dot get element by class name. Okay, by class name, and here I am writing card. Here I am writing card. So what I will return if I do console.log, what I will return? I hope you know the thing. There will be multiple cards. There will be multiple cards. Now you can, what you can do? You can loop over this card. I have already explained how to loop. Don't know? Let's understand. So what you have to do? For let I is equals to 0, I less than card dot length. So what this length will be? We can use this HTML collection is same as array. Okay, so we can use length I plus plus. Okay, and in that what I have to do is I have to find the heading. So I am exploring all the cards, and for that what I am gonna do is I will say console.log card of I. Okay, I is card, and what you have to load? What you have to load inside that card get element by, what is that? That have a class name. Okay, and what is the class name? Heading 1. Okay, so these are the multiple ways. You can either you can use this simple card heading, or you can use this way also. Okay, you can find on the both way, you can find this heading. Okay, I hope this makes sense. So for now just me comment this thing. Okay, so for now just let me comment everything, or let me just comment this thing. Okay, so now what we have to do, we have the little bit knowledge about that how to do this thing, how to access the HTML element. But what we can do after accessing this element, let's understand it. So the very first thing we can do is we can change the content. Let's say I have my para heading 1, this is my heading 1, and I want to change the content. So how do I change the content of this? So if you see this heading, let me just change this para of content, because heading we have multiple headings. So what I will do, I will say para dot inner HTML. This was the method, and now we are changing the properties. These are the properties. Okay, what are the methods? Methods are the action which we perform, and what are the properties? Properties are the values which we change. Okay, so inner HTML, in para dot inner HTML, if I write this is my first para in JavaScript. So if I just say that, so you will say that the first para is changing. Yes, change, because it changes HTML. Inner means the para. This is the para tag. If I show it here, this is my para tag. This is my para. Okay, this is my paragraph. Inside this paragraph, this will be my inner HTML. So this is change. This is change. I hope this makes sense. We can also do like inner text para dot inner text para.innerText, and we can write the same thing. If I write the same thing, okay, and let me just save this. So you will find if I comment, it's the same thing. But there is a difference between inner HTML and inner text. But right now, because inside the paragraph there is only text, so the inner HTML and inner text work the same. But if there are so many text inside that element, then this will do a different thing. I will let you know it later. Okay, so let's do a very simple trick. So let me do a very simple thing. Just comment this all, okay, and we will have one card. We do one thing, just do one thing. Let me just comment this thing, or comment inside, we can delete also, and let me just have this card. Okay, and inside this card I have this para. Let's have this para. Okay, and I have some button. I have my button, and and I will say show and hide. Show and hide card. Okay, or just I will say hide card. Okay, initially I am saying hide card. See, this is, and just let me just give a very basic style, and in that I am saying dot container. Will have my basic style, that is a border 1 pixel solid black. Okay, so this is the basic styling. We just give a very basic. Okay, so this is my card. Inside this card, what I am planning to do is, if I click on this button, and that button should be my outside div. Okay, otherwise that will be gone. So if it is, this is my card and this is my button. So what I am planning is, and let me just give a very silly thing, margin bottom. Okay, so this is my card. What I am planning to do is, if I click on this button, there will be some event fire, and while this event fire, this my card will be lost. Let's see how to do that. Okay, this will be very simple thing where you will understand everything about this JavaScript DOM. Okay, so what I am planning to do is, I need that button. So how to get that button? So let me just write assignment 1 or task 1. What we have to do, make show and hide card program. Okay, so what we will do, first of all we will get that button. So const button is equals to document dot getElementById. And do we give some ID? No, let me just give some ID. ID so hide button. Okay, and let me just copy that, and let me just give it here my ID. I hope this is. So now what I am gonna do is, I have access of this button. Okay, this ID means I will have only one button. So now what I am gonna do is, I will say button dot. Now how to add an event? Let's understand. Add event listener. So what does it mean? It means you have to add an event to that element. Which element? What this point to? This button points to whatever element. Do add event. What event I have to add? There are multiple events. Let me name some of them. The first event is when I click on this button. So this is called click event. Okay, when I mouse hover at some text. Okay, that is called mouse hover. When the page load, that's called onloading event. When we close that browser, that is called unload. Okay, so there are multiple events that we will discuss further. So if we press on keyboard, okay, and if we press on keyboard, so there are multiple events. So but if we submit the form, so there are multiple events. So we will discuss lots of events later. So let's understand how to add an event. So first of all, we have to write what is the event. So let me just write click. Okay, so this is the name of the event. So in that button, I have add an event which is click event. Now, if that button, this event is fire. If you click, then what will happen? That we have to write. here. So here we have to write listener, that is a function. So I can write in this way also. This is my arrow function, or I can write simple function here and make the function outside. Okay, so let me just do in this way right now. Okay, so this is my function. If you know, this is my arrow function. Okay, so what I will do, I will take console.log button click. Okay, so cannot read properties of null element. So what is this button? Let me just find that document get element. Sorry, so you have to write this in this way. Okay, so whenever you click that button, you say button is click. This is button click is right. So what we have to do is actually we have to hide this div. So for hiding this div, we need this container also. So let me take that container. Do I have? No, I do not have. So I need const container. Const container is equals to document and dot get element by. How do I get? Let me take by class name. Okay, by class name. Get element by class name. So if I am taking by class name, so what will happen? There will be collection. So I need the first container. So if I need the first container, then I will say 0. Okay. What this happen is this will return a collection. This will return a collection, and I need the first element. So I am saying 0. Okay. So this makes sense. Now what I will do? I will here what I am doing. I am going click event button click on just a second, and here I am writing container. Okay, so if I click on this, you will say button click on this container. Okay, so now what I am gonna do is, let's understand. Let's do some of the things. Okay, so what I am gonna do is I will say that container dot style. Container dot style. What is I am changing the CSS. Okay, I am changing dot style dot display. Okay, dot or not dot display, and what I am gonna do is making it none. So what I am gonna do is making it none. It's gone. It's gone. Okay, I click on that and it's gone. What happened is this style is changing. We have already thought about what is display. So display is the property of CSS property that we have already discussed in CSS video. And if I do display none, that object will not visible to us. Okay, if I make it display block, and if I click on that, then it will remain as a block as it was earlier. So how to do that? So if I say that none, so it will make this thing. But if I want to show my again, so if I click on it already that, so what I have to do is, what I can say is, I can say use if and else. I have already taught you. If container dot style dot display is already none. If it is block, okay, if it is block, then do this thing. Then you have to make it's none. Okay, if it is present, if it is shown to you, then make none. Okay, and change what I can say else. What you have to do is else make it designed to block. Make it designed to block. Let's understand if it's clear to you or not. If I click on this button, click. Let me just click. So it's hide. Okay, but if I again click, it will show. If I click hide, if I click show. I hope this makes sense. But right now it is not like understandable. If I click, then it means simply this is card and I have to hide. But here it's making hide card, but card is already hidden. So what we have to write here, show card. Okay. So what I will say, when you make it none, you have to make my button dot innerText equals to show card. Inner to show card. Okay, so now see, right now it is hide. If I click, it will say show card. Okay, so if I click on show card, it will say again show card. So what I can do, I can say hide card. Okay, so this is our very basic project. You can say a task in which what we learn about we learn about how to add and click event, how to add a click event, how to write a function, okay, and how to do this thing, how to use if else condition. And if I click on hide, it will show hide. If I click on show, it will this, and this is the same button, just its color is changing, its text is changing. Okay, so I can do one more thing. Let me just here what I can do is I am saying my button have little bit padding. Let me say 5 pixels, and it will have color, background color red. Okay, this is the thing, and let me just give a border basic 1 pixel solid black. Okay, so this is my simple button. So what I am gonna do is I will say hide, because it red means it is danger. So but when it is so I have to change its design. So what I will do when it is so what you have to do is you have to make button dot style dot background color. So background color equals to, let's say, green. Okay, so if I click on this height, it's become green. If I click on this, it remain green. So what I can do again, I can just copy that thing and I can paste this thing, I can make it red. I hope this thing makes sense, and you can do multiple things here. So whatever we learned till now is how to access those HTML element by this technique, then how to change the property inner HTML and inner text, how to add an event. We have learned so many things right now. So if you do not understand this arrow function, so what we can do is we can simply write a function. Okay, so how to write a function? Just name function. So hide card. Okay, and inside that just put this thing. Okay, wait a second, just put this thing, and here just call that function. Okay, so if I click on this, sorry, you have to call this function. Okay, so what if I do, okay, if I click on hide, so wait a second, but you can write it in this way, function this hide. So okay, if you click on this, this will become very easy. I hope this makes sense. You can write it in a this also, or either you can write this also. Okay, if you have to pass some event, so you can pass event like this. You can say, I will let you know about event later, but right now event is not required, so we can simply write in this way. So I hope this makes sense. If this makes sense, then if you able to understand this thing, that how DOMs work, how to do this thing, then do hit the like and subscribe button. So it will motivate me to make content like this. So what we can do is, I have very basic content right now. Let me just make a small project. Again, let me make a very small project. A counter. Let me make one counter. Okay. So it is just for a practice. You can make your own also. So it's for your target. Okay. Let me know in the comment section how many of you will going to make this project. So you will have a span. Okay. There I am initializing with the number 1, and I am saying there are 3 buttons. Okay. There will be 3 buttons. Div dot button groups. Okay. And inside this button group there will be button with ID increment. Okay, and that will say increment, and then we will have button with ID decrement, or if I can say set 0, and inside it will say set 0, and then we have a button with ID decrement, and inside this it will say decrement. Okay, so if you see that card is there, so for now I am commenting this thing. So that things make very clear to you. Okay, and for now just make this thing also, like, comment this thing also. Okay, so whatever here is, let me just comment this thing also. Okay, this task 1 is done. task 1 is done. So just do this. Okay, just do this. So right now we have these things, and let me just comment everything because I have deleted content from here also, from HTML also, so there may be some error. Okay, so now what I have to do is I have my counter, and in that counter what I have to do is, first of all, let's understand this. Let me just write a span, or let me just give a simple span, and that font size will be simply whatever you font size want to give. You can say 64 pixel. Okay, that will be a little bit bigger. And for this counter, what you want to do is, I will say that dot class counter just make display flags. Okay, and display flags, and you can say flags direction row. Okay, sorry, flags direction column. So this column is done. Now the only thing is you have to say justify content center. Okay, if you do justify content center and align item center. Okay, so this the thing is done. So now what I am gonna do is I just will give this border. Let me give just my border. Okay, and that border will be 1 pixel solid black. Okay, so this is the border that I have given to it. Now let's understand what I want to do. Basically, what I want to do, if I click on this increment, my this should be increment. If I click on this, then it should be set 0. If I decrement, so it should be something like that. So how to do that? That's our task 2. So you can, if you want to try by yourself, do stop this video and try it out. And if you want to go along with me, so go ahead. So I am saying create a counter program. Okay, so how to create? First of all, what you need? You need this element, this element, this element, and this element. You need 4 elements. So how to create these 4 elements? We will say const span number is equals to document dot get element by id class tag whatever you are write span. Okay, so you have a span, and a span you need 0 element. Okay, so now you need button const increment button, and you need the document dot get element by id, whatever the id is we have the id increment. Okay, so we have increment id, and just pasting this id. Now what we will have, we need a const stat 0 will be I need a document dot get id, just write this way, and just that is I think stat 0. You this id should be saved. Okay, because if it is not saved, it will give you null. Okay, then again I have to write const decrement button. Okay, and I will write document get id, and here I will write okay. So basically, how do I name this variable is very simple. So whatever it contains, its increment, and then whatever its type of HTML element. So I write this both of things. Okay, so this is HTML element and this is thing. So once I have done this, now what I have to do is, here if you see, after doing this thing, I have access of this all 4 elements. Now what I will do, I will say I have to add an event, on which I have to add event on this button, increment button. Whenever this increment button click, dot add event listener, so I have to add click event. Okay, and whatever this happen, I have to do something. What I have to do, I don't know right now, but I have to do something on increment button, and similarly I have to do decrement button dot add event listener. I have to add a click event, and I'm saying I have to do click event, and then I have to do this add 0 dot add event listener, and here also I need this click event, and inside this click I have to give this one function. So how to give that? Let me just take one variable let. Understand, when I know that this will be not change, this will not change, in that case what I am doing is, in that case I am using const variable. But when I know that it can be changed, I will use let variable. So let num is equals to my number is equals to 0. Okay, so what I am gonna do is, I will say, if you click on that button, you have to just num plus plus. Your number should be plus by 1, add by 1, and make that number to this span value. So what I will say, span numbers dot innerHTML or innerText equals to num. Okay, and just copy this thing. Paste on this, paste here. Okay, so here you will say minus minus, and here you will say num equals to 0. Okay, so let's try that. Is it working? If I click on this increment button, then it will increase the number. If I click on this decrement, then it is decreasing, and if I click on set 0, it makes it set 0. So these are the you have ultimate number of project. You can make number of project. You can make a timer. You can make count. I have make these two things. You can make your own thing. Okay. You can make more things. Like here, what you can do, you can make a calculator, a basic calculator. You can make. If you make calculator, what you have to do, you have to create a 9th digit 4 button, and depending on that on 4 button, if you click on plus, what happen, you know, okay, you have to plus 2 number whatever is clicked earlier. So similarly you can do this thing, and I hope you understand about DOM, how to add event, how to change the content, how to change the design and everything. I think if it's clear to you, do hit the like and subscribe button. In the next video, we will going to build the better project than this. This is the very basic stuff which you can make in the 5 minutes. Okay, if you understand the thing. Now, in next video, we will see. I am coming with a project, and in that project, while making those project, the DOM will be very clear to you. It will be like a cakewalk for you. Once you finish those 2-3 projects, it will be very cakewalk for you, and you will understand DOM very clearly. Okay, so for this video, I think it's enough for this video. I will see you next time.